Eyes here, and
Mary, Mary, Mary.
Beautiful little Mary. Quietly. Mary, 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 Christmas. Don't go, Mary, Mary. Right? And.
It was the Monday after my interview in Sacramento. I was in a meeting with my colleagues from the middle school and the elementary school planning a concert that we're going to be doing soon. And the phone rang, and I recognized the area code. And I looked at them and I said, this is the phone call, you guys. I either got it or I didn't. I answered it, and it was this great voice on the other end saying, congratulations, you are a California Teacher of the Year. And honestly, I burst right into tears. It was one of the most exciting moments of my life.
Flagstaff, Arizona.
Don't forget Winona.
Kingman.
Barstow, San Bernardino. Won't you get it?
The day after I was named a California Teacher of the Year, I was in jury duty. And so I wasn't here. And so my colleague got a bunch of markers and had all of the students come in and write on the walls messages of congratulations and love to me. And so the next morning when I came in, I turned on the lights like I normally do, and I stopped and I looked and I started reading and I cried.
Michael Hayden is the most unique educator I've ever known. He has boundless energy and unlimited compassion. He has a high demand for excellence, but the heart of a giant. He has the tenacity of, well, tenacity belongs to Michael. So I think from now on, everyone should say, that person has the tenacity of Michael Hayden.
Second soprano.
One of the things I love about my job is that not only do I get to help students find their voice, both musically and metaphorically, their voice for life, I know deeply that I'm not just training musicians. I really am helping these students become great people. Singing is something they can do for the rest of their life. And if I have given them that gift and they've accepted it and then take it on into their life, that's pretty cool.
There's only one word that describes Mr. Hayden, and that's fabulous.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. Mr. Hayden is compassionate.
Respectful. Effulgent.
Sharp.
Fatherly. Empowering.
Mr. Hayden is something.
Mr. Hayden got that suave.
Swaggy. Fashionable.
Classy.
Dashing.
Marvelous. Vibrant.
Passionate.
Innovative.
Hardworking.
Bubbly.
Spirited.
Artistic. Impassioned.
Professional.
Passionate. Confident. Mr. Hayden is a foodie.
Really?
He likes food!
Mr. Hayden's a superstar.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Hayden.
Well, good evening to my fellow California Teachers of the Year, to my students, my family, my colleagues, friends, and all gathered here tonight. First, I would like to thank my classroom colleague and co-teacher, Mark McCormick, who put me on this Teacher of the Year path by nominating me. Mark, thank you. I want to thank my colleagues at Table 6, the administration from Manhattan Beach Unified School District, who make the arts, the visual and performing arts, a high priority in our schools. Thank you. There are so many others to thank, but we have to keep our minutes down. So this last thanks goes to my partner, Dr. Thomas Pfeffer. Tom, your cool and calm approach keeps me grounded, centered, and sane. Thank you. It is such an honor to be here before you tonight. My road to this evening has been a long journey, and I would like to share some of that with you.
At 14 months, I was adopted from a Greek orphanage by a wonderful couple from Kentucky. But when I was 5, my mother died. And by the time I was 10, my dad had remarried, divorced, remarried again, ultimately creating a very broken family. My happy and nurturing parents who had adopted me were gone. I'd always been a gregarious, happy child, and always was told I was very special. And now living on a farm in southern Indiana, working hard in tobacco and hay fields, I no longer felt special. I remember one morning as a freshman, arriving at school, very upset, sad, and angry, because my stepmother again had told me that morning that I was nothing, and I would not be going to college. I remember it like it was yesterday, standing there saying to myself, I know someday I will do great things. I know it. Through all this adversity, there were mentors. They were my teachers, who saw in me my gifts and talents. Together they all carefully nurtured me into the teacher and man I am today. But it was Mr. Mount, my high school history/choir teacher, who made an incredible sacrifice for me. He and his wife, Louise, took me into their home my senior year, and they have been my foster parents since 1974. They took me off a very difficult path and brought me into the Mount family, a wonderful family who has supported me for almost 40 years. Mr. Mount is an example of what teachers do. We inspire, and yes, we save kids. David and Louise are here tonight. David. David and Louise, I love you very much. And thank you for rescuing me. Whew. So now, fast forward to Mira Costa High School. I teach my students to use their instincts and senses to create beauty, first in themselves, and then ultimately in their vocal sound. They are my musical peers, and they deeply feel that. My philosophy formulated in my junior year in college is, I teach people. I just happen to use music. I remember Viet, a freshman who couldn't look at me or anyone else in the eye when he spoke, if he even spoke at all. He would come up to me and stand there, and just stand there. And I would say, Viet, you gotta work with me here, give me something. Our students understand that to make choir work, we must all give 100%. This is a team sport at its best. If anyone holds back, the choir suffers. When one succeeds, we all succeed. So, all of us went to work on Viet and drew him out. After 4 years in choir, he stood on stage and sang a solo in the choral department senior recital to a standing ovation from his peers, his family, and his friends. The reward for him and all of us, pure joy. Another student was DJ, a wild, curly-haired, immature freshman in the top 32 voice chamber choir. Could not keep his mouth shut. Time after time, I would pull him in and say, DJ, I know you are going to be great. I know it in my bones. So you have to learn how to control yourself. You must right now become that mature young man I know you are going to be. Once this message began to sink in, DJ started to believe in himself and dream. And dream big he did. In his senior year, DJ went on to be one of the 141 2011 U.S. presidential scholars. And he is now the director of the Whippin' Poops, the famous men's a cappella group at Yale, and DJ has delivered TED Talks. Ladies and gentlemen, I firmly believe we should never give up on a child or sell a child short, because you never know. Khalil Gibran said, "Perhaps time's definition of coal is the diamond." As I look back over my 24 years of teaching choir, I cannot tell you how many lumps of coal have become shining diamonds. When I think back to my stepmother's lack of belief in me, I am so grateful to my teachers who saw the diamond in me, and now am determined to be just like them. Whether it is me who saw my family fall apart, or Via who could barely speak, or DJ who couldn't stop speaking, it is our teachers and the beautiful music that we create together that make us who we are today. But we are not done. None of us are. The daily challenge of complex choral music develops us into the finest people possible. Beauty begets beauty. What more can we ask for in life? Thank you.